you're moving through new parameters in your life, dear one, moving from the midpoint into the light where that is concerned. In many ways, dear ones, what has transpired in your earthly plane where that is concerned, in your incarnational cycle in human form where that is concerned, is you're now moving to the midpoint where that is concerned, moving beyond the midpoint where that is concerned, and you're moving through a period, a cycle of awakening where that is concerned, moving through aspects of your life that you're clearing, cleansing where that is concerned, and moving to a place where you're beginning to move into a place of full expression of self where that is concerned. So we ask you at this time, dear ones, what is the most important aspect of your life? What is the most important aspect of yourself that is most needed right now to express to the world where that is concerned? Because each and every one of you, dear ones, are moving to a crescendo in your life where that is concerned, moving to a midpoint and intersection where that is concerned, so you can now move beyond what has been holding you in a place of the old where that is concerned, so you can move beyond now and have the life you say you want where that is concerned. So what has transpired, dear one, up until this most important time, where the time that you call your eclipse where that is concerned, is that what has transpired, dear one, is that your comfort zones have been upset, your status quo of your life had been upset where that is concerned, and you're now moving to a place where you can begin to move to the light where that is concerned, and release all of the old in your life. Release all of what no longer serves you where that is concerned. And in many ways, many are moving from an uncomfortable aspect of their self in their comfort zone where that is concerned. And let's repeat that where that is concerned. As you are moving into your comfort zones where that is concerned, many of you feel uncomfortable in the comfort zone where that is concerned. So that is what has transpired, dear ones, from your July 1st of your year of 2017 up to this midpoint of your solar eclipse where that is concerned. And now you're moving to the other side of the solar eclipse. Now you're moving to the awakening where that is concerned. Well, so what has transpired, dear ones, is you move to a place of unrest in your life. Many are feeling a place of unrest in your life where that is concerned, moving to a place of the comfortableness of the unrest where that is concerned, and now moving to the place where it's moving to a crescendo energetically in your physical body, in your mental body, in your emotional body where that is concerned, that you're now ready to release. So the question we have for each and every one of you, dear ones, is what is it that you need to release in your life? What is most important that you need to release in your life that no longer serves your highest good? What do you need to release in your life that no longer serves your highest good? So as you move beyond the midpoint that your solar eclipse has signified where that is concerned, you now move to a grand awakening. Move to a place where you can now fully begin to form a new soul consciousness, a new collective consciousness, a consciousness of love, peace, community, harmony, and equality. So in many ways, what you have observed as each and every one of you begin to express your truth is a unity within yourself and a unity within others, creating a sense of intimacy. Then I know I can open my heart space and be who I am, and know that I am loved for who I am, not what I give away, not what I do for others, not striving to be perfect, and then I will be loved. Each and every one of you are now realizing that you can be loved, and you are loved for who you are, for the full beingness in the depth and breadth of your heart space of who you are. And as you begin to identify all the aspects of yourself that are the most pertinent for you to express to the world, you are doing that from a place of love in the depth and breadth of your heart space. So it is now most important, as you have moved to the other side of your solar eclipse, moving from the shadow to the light, to have the life you say you want. What has been illuminated for you in the shadow? What has been illuminated for you in the shadow of your life? Quite possibly it has been you and the importance of you that has been illuminated. Is it important for you, dear ones, to love and be loved? For that, dear one, is the sole existence of why you are here, is to love from the depth of your heart, and then open your heart space to be loved and to receive love. So it is a full balance of giving and receiving. Giving from a place without attachment, and receiving because, dear ones, you deserve to be loved for who you are. So the question we have for each and every one of you, are now ready to open your heart space to receive love. And can you begin to receive that from yourself and give that to yourself? So what is transpiring now for those who have embarked on a path of self-mastery, of life mastery, many are now reconfiguring the molecular structure of their physical bodies. In many ways, supplanting the old memory and reconstructing the nervous system. Many have moved beyond the old aspects of the self. Many are still contemplating moving beyond the old aspects of the self. And many are just beginning to realize and reveal the old aspects of self. What is most important now, dear ones, is that you ready yourself to be the greatness of who you are. Ready yourself to speak the truth. Know, dear ones, that it is most important and pertinent that you begin to shine your light onto the world. Begin to fully identify your challenges. Begin to fully identify what holds you in the place of the old. Begin to fully identify your wounds. Begin to fully identify your greatest challenge. So we ask each and every one of you, what is your greatest challenge in this lifetime? What is the most important aspect of yourself that you want to shift and change? Because as each and every one of you wonder, what is my purpose? Why am I here? It is your greatest challenge. For, dear ones, you are simply a proxy for many out there who are seeking you to show them the way through your experience. So it is important now, dear ones, to begin to experience your life, to experience the trauma, to experience your feelings, to fully move into an experiential place within the depth and breadth of you, so you can fully know it, honor it, value it, and release it. It is now time, dear ones, to see what you have repressed and suppressed in your life. Quite possibly it is you, it is your voice, it is your truth. But it is also time now, dear ones, to celebrate your life. And celebrate all the aspects of you that you honor and value about you. It is now time, dear ones, to move beyond the veil, to move beyond the mask, to release the chains from around your heart space so you can live the life you say you want. It is time to move from behind the mask that you've created for yourself so you can quite possibly fit in the world outside of yourself, to be loved. Do I have to give myself up so others will love me? Do I have to take care of another's needs so others will love me? It is important now, dear ones, as the energies from multidimensional realms continue to infiltrate the third dimensional system known as your earthly plane, to allow that to transpire. The energies from your beginning of July till up until your solar eclipse was moving in a clockwise fashion into your earthly plane. Quite possibly what has transpired for each and every one of you is that your comfort zones are being accepted. You're being challenged to move beyond the veil. You're being challenged to move beyond the old. You're being challenged to move from the old life into a new life. It is quite possible now that as each and every one of you have identified all the aspects of the old life that no longer serve you, it is time to move that energy and move beyond that. And many are finding that challenging Because what is being challenged, dear one, is the comfort of being in the old life. Many comfort zones are being upset and challenged right now. What is also has been transpiring is what being illuminated is the old. The old energy moving up within you, bringing up suppressed and repressed feelings. Many are feeling agitated, many are feeling anxious about what is transpiring. Quite possibly an excitation to exorcise the old from the physical, emotional, and mental aspects of your body. To release all of the old, or a good portion of that old. So you now can open your heart space into the purity of who you are and begin to move beyond the veil, move beyond the shadow, into the light. As doorways open and you see the light and the unknown before you. Quite possibly it is a new canvas to paint your picture and your life upon. So what does that old life look like, dear ones? Identify the old life. Quite possibly it is the life that you are leading right now. Quite possibly it is the life that you want right now. Quite possibly it's the life that you're comfortable with right now. But within all of that are shimmers of life that you want to lead. The life you say you want. So as you move beyond the veil, we ask each and every one of you to picture, imagine, and see the life you say you want. But it is important now, dear ones, to know that as you move beyond the midpoint of this 3-month cycle of awakening, ask yourself right now, dear ones, what has transpired at this solar eclipse that has allowed me to move to an awakening inside of me? What have I awakened to? Identify that, dear ones. Have I awakened to my greatness? Have I awakened to what no longer serves me? Have I awakened to now realize that the life that I am living now, I am simply struggling and surviving in? It is time now, dear ones, to move beyond the veil, to move beyond the shadow, to move beyond the darkness and into the light. To look at life as a succession of doorways that are opening for you, and quite possibly there is nothing on the other side of that doorway. That is the new canvas in which to paint your new life. So what, dear ones, are the tools, the gifts, the talents that each and every one of you have to paint that new picture of your new life? So we ask you, dear ones, to also identify the life you say you want. What do you want, dear ones? Quite possibly make a list of what you want. But as now each and every one of you have moved beyond the veil, moved beyond the shadow, moved beyond the midpoint, it is now, dear ones, a period of awakening through the end of your month of September. Allow the process, dear ones. So what we ask you to do, dear ones, for the next 2 to 3 days is simply surrender to what is. Simply surrender and allow yourselves to assimilate the new energies. Allow yourselves to assimilate into the light and surrender to what is in your life. Surrender to what is transpiring in your life right now. By identifying what no longer serves your highest good. By identifying quite possibly those relationships that no longer champion your highest good. And you wish to release them, begin to do that. But surrender to all of it, dear one, in the next 3-day period as you begin to assimilate the energies that are moving in from multidimensional realms. You're now simply at the midpoint, at the crossroads, at the precipice. On the roadway, to fully expressing who you are and why you are here? What is most important for you, dear ones, to express to the world? Each and every one of you has an aspect in the depth and breadth of your heart space that is most important for you to express to others, that is based upon your journey and your challenges. For, dear ones, you have incarnated into this human form, into the third dimensional realm, to serve the world. What are you prepared to serve the world with? What are your talents and gifts? What do you honor and value about you? What do you love about you? How much do you love you? If in fact, dear ones, when we ask that question, it challenges you, quite possibly, dear one, that is what you're here to serve the world with. Helping others identify who they are. Identify and deepen their love of self. What is your greatest challenge, dear ones, in life? What is your greatest challenge about you in your life? It is time now, dear ones, as each and every one of you are at a specific increment in your soul fragment's divine plan and the soul's divine plan. Where are you within that divine plan? And always know that you are living that plan. It's about each and every one of you looking to raise your awareness and consciousness to self. How aware and conscious are you of you? How aware and conscious are you of your feelings? How aware and conscious are you of what is transpiring in your physical body, your emotional body, and your mental body? How aware and conscious of you are others outside of yourself? Are you aware of your powerfulness? Are you aware of your greatness? Are you aware of your truth? Are you ready to express that truth to the world? So what we ask each and every one of you to do is to identify what is most important for me to express to the world. What is most important for me to release from the old in my life? And what is it that I would like to create in my life? Am I connecting with wonderful and most glorious souls who raise my resonance and vibration? Or am I simply still connecting with those who perpetrate the old conditioning from mom and dad? What do I want? Do I want relationships that raise my level of resonance and vibration? Is it a requirement to connect with those who champion my highest good and I do theirs? Or am I perpetrating those who simply mirror back to me what isn't in my life? Do I yearn after what I say I want? Is everything continually at arm's length in my life, reaching out and hoping that it will come to me? Hoping that I get what I say I want. Hoping that it just comes to me. It is time, dear ones, to begin to manifest what you say you want in your life, and knowing that the way in which to do that is to begin to move on a deep, introspective inner journey towards self-mastery, to know that everything in your life you already have. It is just, dear one, a simple opening of your heart space to receive it. That it is already there. But it is about identifying and knowing that you are worthy to have exactly what you say you want. It is time to open your heart space, dear ones, to love, honor, and value you more deeply than you have ever known. But it is up to you, dear ones, to begin to take responsibility for your life. It is up to you, dear one, to utilize the tools that you have been given so you can move beyond feeling powerless, and that what is transpiring in the third dimensional realm has dominion over you, and that it fully affects you. It is time to realize the illusion of what is transpiring in the third dimensional realm outside of yourself. So you can now move beyond that illusion, because what is transpiring outside of yourself and the illusion of what is transpiring outside of yourself is simply illuminating and shedding light on the illusion that you have created for yourself in your life. It is time now, dear ones, to see your illusion to life. The illusion of your life that I'm not worthy. The illusion of your life that I'm not powerful. The illusion of your life that I will never have what I say I want. The illusion of being small. The illusion that you need to fit in. The illusion that there are those outside of myself that will lead me to the promised land. The illusion of the deification simply of mom and dad and the model of that. It is time now, dear ones, to see the illusions of life. It is time now, dear ones, to know that each and every one of you are ready to create a new collective consciousness of peace, love, community, harmony, and equality. And the way in which to do that is begin to look at you. To begin to honor, value, and love you. And to begin to do that with compassion for yourself. With acceptance for where you are right now. The only way, dear ones, in which you can move to the next step in your soul's divine plan is to fully identify where you are right now and begin a process of accepting that with compassion. Judgment and shame will come to the surface. It is time now to say, this is where I am, and I accept with compassion where I am. Is where I am resonating for me or not resonating for me? There are aspects that do resonate for you, and there are aspects that don't resonate for you. But in order to move to the next step, it's about simply identifying with acceptance and compassion where you are, and begin to nurture yourself with where you are. To begin to nurture the feelings that come to the surface. To begin to love, honor, and value you for where you are. And you can simply begin to do that by identifying if you are doing that or you're not doing that. And then ask yourself, how do I feel about that? It is most important, dear ones, as you move through your life on this earthly plane, is to begin to fully allow your feelings and begin to feel your feelings. It is important to begin to allow what has been suppressed and repressed to move to the surface, which is happening for many as the energies move within from multidimensional sources and realms in a clockwise fashion that is now shifted to a counterclockwise fashion that is now beginning to release all of the old wounding. Release what you have suppressed and repressed. So you can now release it and begin to form a new you. But it is important to understand, dear ones, that as many of you have now moved to the midpoint of this 3-month awakening cycle and have released quite possibly an inordinate amount of memory, an inordinate amount of energy, an inordinate amount of the old, that you will simply have created a void within you. And you might feel as if there is nothing happening. That you're at a place where nothing is happening in your life. Well, dear ones, you have created a void within yourself. And it is not about filling up that void. It is simply allowing yourself in this period so you can move through that void and begin to receive what is coming to you through fully taking ownership of what you want. So now time, dear ones, to stand in that power. But stand quite possibly in the unknowingness. In the unknowing. Instead of trying to fill the void up from outside of yourself, allow yourself to be in that void in the feelings. Become what you want to become, dear ones. And know that you already have become that. You are simply on a path to reveal yourself to yourself. It is not about filling up that void from outside of yourself, dear ones. It is simply allowing yourself to be where you are. Quite possibly feeling empty, alone, unloved. Allow yourself to be where you are, dear ones. And as you simply begin to identify the life you say you want, and identify what is in your life already, you will see, dear ones, that that void is simply an emptiness to allow yourself to move into a place of fulfillment of who you are. So it is not about filling up the voids or looking outside of yourself any longer to fill up an illusion of emptiness. It is about knowing that you are fulfilled within who you are at this most important time in your incarnational cycle in the human dimension that you call the third dimension. So, dear ones, it is most important now to honor, value, and love yourself. It is most important now, dear ones, to simply be where you are. If you have released an inordinate amount of old energy, old feelings, old aspects of your life, what no longer serves you, you may be moving through a void in your life of emptiness and a mourning period of what you've released. So you're moving through quite possibly feelings of sadness, unrest, and unease. Quite possibly the physical body is feeling dis-ease right now as you have moved an inordinate amount of energy from your physical body and need to release it from your physical body. So some may be feeling dis-ease in the physical body at this point in time. Allow yourselves, dear one, to be at this midpoint. As you are moving slowly beyond the midpoint to having the life you say you want, you are moving into a period of awakening. Allow what is transpiring to allow that movement within you. So for your next 3 days, dear one, simply surrender to what is transpiring in your life. Surrender to what you are feeling. Surrender to what is in your life right now. Simply, dear ones, surrender to being where you are.